Welcome to the first video of Big Block Nasty. We are here with our big block and it is ready to go on the stand. This is very exciting. 500 inch. What is it? What kind of heads are they?
Those are
Edelbrock. Don't tell me they're not Big Chief heads. That's on another. Victor. Victor who? I forget. Just tell me what they are.
Victor Pro's RFD hip cast. Very good cylinder head for big block.
T&D rock arms. Belt drive.
Excelodine belt drive. Marcella intake. It's got a Bryant billet crank. Bill Miller rods. JE pistons.
Should go 450s maybe.
Yeah, you know 450s.
460s.
Yeah, 460s. -ish.
Dark big end block. Iron.
Half filled. She's a big one.
So Marcus, we kept Marcus around here before he went home to help us put this.
Yeah, you know I think.
No more jokes.
No
it's
more
Big Block Nasty. No other abbreviations. That was all left in the last video.
All right. So if anybody is capable of helping us pick up a big block Chevy, it is Marcus.
I think I'm about to go home.
So,
hey guys, yeah, I'm head out now.
All right, just balance it real well, and it's gonna go.
It's gonna
do some wild stuff.
Can you put something? Can you put something in that?
Wes, you are in the danger zone. Wes hates being in the danger zone, but he's locked in the danger zone.
All right, put the pin in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's that at?
I got it right here.
It's on Logan's plate. Oh, you got all.
All right, you got all these tight?
I think so.
Oh, these ain't got no washers on them?
Well, that's
living on the edge. Living on the edge.
Oh, you need to pick this up.
Just shove it in there. There we go. Alright. Try to get somewhere because that's going to be very slick on the. So I usually grab in the rear of the main web. And then we're going to go up. And I got my strong arm on this in my hand.
Mark's like, where the hell do you want me to grab?
Mark's like, I'm just going to grab this thing.
Just wrap your arms around the big block Chevy.
You ready?
Alright, ready? Go.
Oh God! Oh God!
Move, Wes.
Wes, watch your toes! Hey!
Hey!
Let's go! Let's go!
Go,
Let's go! Let's go, Wes, on the shit back there.
That wasn't bad.
Matt's gonna be walking around tomorrow like...
Matt's not the only one with a blown out back.
Damn, look at this, dude.
Damn. So that was a lot heavier than I expected.
Dude, that thing's a tank, isn't it?
Named up LS.
Woo.
And it's going to Colorado?
Yeah.
We need to do the John's favorite thing.
That's wheelie control.
The hell out of it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
My favorite. Hold on.
Oh damn. John, look at that.
You always brake clean the hell out of it?
No, you got put something under it maybe?
Really?
Yeah, maybe some rags, some microfibers cleaned up. Like,
don't use red rags during engine assembly because they leave a residue in there.
If you don't shotgun it in here. Hey, get that methanol. Go get that methanol bucket over there.
You dare me to?
Do it.
God, we're gonna be.
You want me to shotgun this in here?
Do it.
Huh?
The whole can. Two cans.
You want me to? Oh, dude.
Oh, hit it harder. Come on. What's the fuck?
Oh, God.
R.I.P. engine room. That's all you got?
Oh, God. Hold on.
There you go.
All right.
Hindsight, just imagine if John bashed the can over that and it sparked and exploded.
But that's the fastest way to...
Is it the most efficient?
We got brake clean everywhere we didn't need to get it, so we're good.
I believe someone gave me approval to do that. Someone said, hey, John, do it.
It's fine. It evaporates. Ain't pointing no fingers. You should have seen the first time he did it. He went to look at it, had a little bit left in it. everywhere. In the face.
Man, this thing's got a huge deck.
Just two guys. Nah, I'm done, dude. I'm done.
I'm not. Just two guys.
Do we have the
wiping?
Do we have the hoops? Or they're already in
Their
the head?
heads.
I'm an idiot.
Just two guys wiping the deck down.
Really handling that thing nice.
Not a care in the world. Just bashed a can of brake clean over it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is by far like the biggest shit I've ever had.
Dang, that's really getting in there.
Like
400 or 500 bore.
I've been sidestepping. Now I'm front stepping. Before I was half stepping. Now I'm full stepping.
Medium stepping. Now the floor is unbelievably slick.
I wonder why.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, also the benefit of shotgunning a.
Oh, you get free floor cleanup as well?
Yeah, you clean the floor as well.
Okay.
Not only do you clean the engine, but like everything around here is clean.
Alright. I do need a little bit of Scotch-Brite.
Oh, perfect. I got some for you. Found it on the floor when I was cleaning the shop out today.
Liquor
Yeah,
board.
that rag
spray
just
it.
turned to Scotch-Brite.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and spray this bad boy with some down with some WD as well.
Okay.
That'll cause it. Flash rust. Dave's just like, man, I'm gonna zoom in on it.
Here to get the close up.
Get the close up.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. We're gonna paint this thing? I don't think John has the patience to paint it. I think it's just gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna take too long.
too long to paint, so we're gonna be assembling it. There's gonna be a lot of tech in this video. So some of you guys are like, just get to the racing. This probably ain't the one for you, but for the guys that are building engines at home and want to know how to build them correctly and check the stuff and know the proper way to assemble an engine, this would be a good video for you. If you guys are like, hey, I want to try to build my first engine, we're gonna go quick and dirty, you know, show you all the stuff that really matters, the stuff that you don't want to miss, little tricks, just everything we can, to where you guys at home will be able to comfortably put something together and know, like, hey, when I crank this thing up, it's not going to fall apart.
I still question that.
Yeah. So
Ooh, let's not shotgun that one.
do the. Yeah, there you go. Do the.
Oh, you want a shotgun, not sniper?
No.
Yeah, shotgun, not sniper.
All right.
Just kind of soak the whole thing down. Yeah.
Now the floor's gonna be real slick.
Is it just to prevent it from rusting?
Yeah, that the brake clean can cause it to flash rust pretty quickly. So
Iron. If it was
Yeah.
aluminum, we wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. So, as you do that, spray it down real good, and then go through and I'll wipe all the cylinders down. Check that. Check the liquid bores. Check the deck surface.
By the way, guys, all machine work on this engine is done by your favorite machine shop, T-Can Performance. Denton, North Carolina. Call them up. This right here is not a package deal like the Black Sheep engine packages, because not everyone is allowed to have one of these. This is a real deal muffin
You
cap.
have to sign a waiver.
You get in one something that has this, your muffin cap better be on tight, or else it's getting peeled.
Yeah, like if you want to know the severity of it, just go on Google and type in BBC.
I'm not even looking forward to editing this video. I'm leaving that in there just so you seem weird.
Okay. I don't think I will. I think everybody will find it absolutely hilarious.
It's actually
Have you seen your audience?
Some little kid's gonna get grounded now because all he just wanted to do is learn how to race, and now.
Hey, I was watching all this guy, Steve. Hey, we go watching.
David's just losing it. I wish I had a camera. You guys ever see the videos of the guy, the little kid that sees all the trains? He has the 360 GoPro right here. I wish I had one for David when he starts laughing. Because he just starts laughing and it's game over. Like, that camera's got stabilization on it.
Yeah, luckily.
If it didn't, you'd think he'd be having a seizure all the time.
Yeah, things.
He'll be filming like this. He's holding the camera, he's over here looking like this, trying not to laugh, like, all the time.
Alright, we need to pull the pin.
Oof.
Rotate. Ooh, man, this thing's.
Got some weight to it.
I'm like, hey, you got a non-Harbor Freight engine stand? John's like,
about?
yeah, no problem.
What's wrong?
Well, right now it only has the block, so then we're gonna have a massive crank and then cylinder head.
Dude, it's for a half ton. Is this gonna weigh more than a half ton?
That's like half-ton Chinese scale, so that's like 700 pounds.
Is it gonna weigh more than 700 pounds?
Hopefully not.
He's like,
I have PTSD because one of these messed me up when I was doing that. Cut my arm all up. I don't even know where. I outgrew that scar, I think. Whatever. Man, look at this thing. No, so you notice you guys are just LS fans. There's no skirts on these blocks. So what do? Does the pan have the skirt, or you get billet rails for it, or what?
no, the pan just bolts right on right there.
So the pan's just super deep compared to a...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not super deep. Just regular PVC pan.
You walked right into that one, bud.
I mean, you can't get mad at me because, like, I don't... If you go to the track and somebody's like, what's in it? And you're just like, PVC. Like, they know what you're talking about. And I just... If you guys are perverted, that's your problem. Alright. So...
Ooh.
The first thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be measuring the main bearing clearance. I got some stuff down here. We have our digital dial bore gauge, so we're going to be using that. And then I also brought a
Game of Man Kala.
If it's in a wood box, you know it's official.
Chinese checkers.
Chinese checkers. Meditoyo
Sheesh.
mic
What?
set.
A what?
Meditoyo. Any of you guys out there, they're here making fun of me, but anybody that knows...
I'm saying, it's in a wood box. You know that
this
thing's
is the
official.
good stuff. This is the good stuff. Like, this is, you guys think it's some, like, Amazon shit, like the rest of the things in
That's
this
like-
engine assembly room, but
So-
it's not.
In layman's terms, guys, Matt just showed up at school with his spinner shoes.
Ooh, the
Right?
Dada's
And that
from
was
back
like
in the
so
day.
last year. Now everyone is wearing just like, what are the ones? The Osiris or whatever
I'm
they are.
surprised he knows about spinner shoes.
Bro, I had some spinners back in the day.
Yeah, the Dada's.
I had 24s on my feet, dude.
Oh,
I had
Lord.
No,
two
what
footers
happened-
all
That's
day.
where it's
John
started.
showed up with the Radio Shack RC car, and I just showed up with a Traxxas.
Boom. Roasted.
Dang,
Damn.
X-Mod versus Traxxas.
Yeah, there you go. So that's how that goes.
I thought Mr. Miyagi presented that to you.
So we got that. We got some more Meditoyo mics. This is a 4 to 5 inch, so that'll be for the
They cheap down
piston.
switch to plastic boxes.
I said got a dial bore gauge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be installing the main bearings, just a few of them. TKM's already checked all this. They've already ran through this. They've already lined
Comes with an included cup holder.
everything.
Fun time out. Matt trying to be so serious right now, and we are just not paying any bit of attention.
Yeah.
All right, we'll tighten up.
All right. So we TKM's already done all the machine work on this. They've already checked the main bore for the mains. They've already line honed it. They've checked bearing clearance. They've set the bearing clearance at what I've requested them to set it at. So all that's good, but we're still going to check it one more time just because you guys at home, you know, you might be getting it back from the machine shop. You might not know how good your machine shop is. You might be getting it from Turbo Bullet. You never know. You want to be able to check it to make sure it's right, because if it's tight somewhere, you're going to find it. And it's not going to be when you're putting it together. If you're not checking it, it's going to be on the dyno.
If it's
Man,
loose, you'll
David
never
is
know.
having
The
a hard-
BBC's gonna find it, bud.
Yeah.
Dude, David, come on.
David,
David!
you were
come on,
doing so
bro.
good, David. You always want to check that. You want to check your crankshaft. Look at these guys; they just can't keep it together. I'm over here. You guys,
Oh, did you just get the loop out?
you just got this video is.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I was gonna bust it out earlier, but I figured
I'm
it
about, to, I'm about to set this shit up on a tripod just to do it myself. So we're gonna put the bearings in here. We're gonna check it. Make sure we're good there. Check the thrust clearance. Set the thrust clearance. Because a lot of times when you get your main bearings and you put your bearing in there, like, don't expect the thrust clearance to be right. It's probably going to be super tight. You don't want that. So we're going to check all that. Get that really heavy crankshaft in this thing. Once we do that, spin it back over. We'll set the ring gap. I have a really good Total Seal ring filer here. This thing will if you're putting a lot of engines together, like this is what you're going to want. You can file a lot of rings very fast. It's very precise. You sit here and you can, you know, when we get to that point, you know, say you want to, your ring gap's at 10,000, so you want to go to 20, so you set it at 20, and then you just put 10 more on it, run it through, and everything's good. Very square. You want your ring gaps to be square when they're butted together. We're going to go over that. Basically everything to where if you guys are putting a motor together, it's going to be right. So we'll get started. Put all the main bearings in the bottom or the upper side. Put some in the main caps, toss them on there, check it with a dial bore gauge, and then go from there. These guys are had a terrible time keeping it together.
I don't know what it is. I can't do it.
All right, here I am. Back on set here with the Harbor Freight measuring tools. Ooh, that origin is going to be for 2-inch. So I'm going to go ahead and get our 3-inch. It's going to be a 1-inch.
Damn, bro. That's a crank if I've ever seen it.
That is a, you got triple keyway.
Oh my God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
What the hell are you driving? The oil pump on your buddy's car?
Boom. Roasted.
That thing is serious. My back hurts just looking at it.
Yeah, I just blew mine out.
Dude, Bryant billet crank. This is like some badass shit. Is it not?
Yeah, no, it's a good crank.
Looks pretty serious.
Name a better crank. A Windberg?
No, I mean, I think Bryant and Windberg both make great crankshaft. I think Callie's makes great crankshaft. I think any of those guys are going to be a quality crankshaft. I'm going to have to do this kind of different than what you would normally do. That way you don't have to, because I don't have a 2-inch, and I usually try to three-inch, exactly. So, your measuring tools are only as good as the person using them. So if you calibrate them and they're not calibrated correctly, temperature-wise, like, you know, if it's real hot or cold, you know, 70 degrees, there's a lot of different things. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to measure our front main, and then we're going to be measuring our front main with the dial bore. So there's a few different ways you can do this. You can measure this, and then you can take this measurement, and then you can measure this and take those, and you can subtract it and figure out exactly what your main bearing clearance is. Or I'll show you another way. Usually we have a connecting rod vise, and that'll clamp inside a regular vise, but we don't have a regular vise mounted on this table yet, so we'll probably maybe migrate out there to the shop, the other vise, just to kind of show you guys how you can use that to help you out. What we're going to do is we're coming in here, .2747, and one thing, like my shop where I do all my engine assembly, I'll have a whiteboard, and I'll be writing all the bearing clearances for all the mains when I'm blueprinting the engine, what my ring gap is, pretty much everything. That way you can go back and you can kind of check it and everything. So right now we'll just go, you know,
we'll get a whiteboard tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get a
tomorrow. We'll have whiteboard in here. Maybe the rest of this video we'll have whiteboard in here. Who knows?
Yeah, piece of paper, anything
There's
will
a
work right
whiteboard
now.
on the door over there.
Sharpie. See, what we can do is we can just,
I prefer if you use an ink saw, but that's alright.
The big Milwaukee guys are in here.
Big Milwaukee.
Not big Sharpie guys.
big Milwaukee guys. All right, so that's 274695. That's like it's so close. You know, you could measure it back to back to back, and you might get, you know, you're talking about half a tenth. So it's like not even really anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this at 2747. I'm going to lock it down. So that's going to be, normally what I would do now is I would clamp this in my connecting rod vise. So I have a like a piece of foam, and I would clamp that in between there and hold that. There's a bunch of different style dial bore gauges you can use. This is a digital one. I've tried this. I have a Sunin, and it's very accurate. This one's pretty easy. You know, it's very good for like a no-go gauge style one. So what we're going to do is we're going to be changing this. So our main bearing is going to be close to 2747. So we should be like, I think this one's set up to 3.5 thou. Pretty good clearance. I mean, this crank's gonna, you know, we're planning on running an external oil pump, a lot of oil pressure, making a lot of power. You want some extra room in there for the crank to flop around. I know that sounds crazy, but you know, when that thing's, you know, it's making 3,000 horsepower, the crankshaft is, it has some deflection. If your bearing clearances are real tight, that's when it touches down. And when it touches down, you have bearing damage. So in your bore gauge, you're gonna have a bunch of different adapters here. So we're going to be going to the 2.6, and then there's some smaller ones that you can go to like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get John to act like he's a vise and hold the caliper or the micrometer on the end right here. I'm going to hit 0. Zero. I'll check it again. So what I'm doing for this is I'm making sure that I never go into the negative. So as I'm rocking it here, you can see it moving. So once you move it around a bunch, you don't, if it doesn't go in the negative and it just goes back to repeating 0, that's it. So right now this is zeroed to our front main on our crankshaft. So now when we come in here and we check this, whatever this number is going to be our bearing clearance. So we have both the bearings in there. The front main is torqued down 110 foot-pounds. So now we can come in here and check this. And what we can do is you can do the minimum. So that was about 4,000. .38. So right now our main bearing clearance is set at 3.8. So that'd be 0.038. Like 3.5 thou would be 3.5. That's pretty much right in line where we're looking at, you know, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.0. So you could check them all. Like I said, TKM when they set it. I have the sheet whenever they set all the bearing clearance. This thing's made for an external oil pump. Like you change it. That's the thing. Like you guys think that everything's the same. There's a lot of different factors that go into when you're assembling the engine, like what you're going to be doing with it, how high you're going to be revving it. Like, does it have a billet crankshaft, or using an external oil pump? There's so many different things that you change to where your main bearing clearances could be different. But if you guys want to check something, like, you know, you get your LS from Turbo Bullet and you want to know if it's right or something, you can buy this. You don't have to go out and buy the most expensive measuring equipment. You know, don't feel like you need to spend thousands of dollars to do it. You can do it with the cheaper stuff. Might not be quite as accurate, but this is far better than using plastic gauge. Plastic gauge is all over. Like if I plastic gauge this, it'd probably be like 3.0 or 5. Like it would be so just far out in left field. Like that's for lawnmowers. Like you don't want to be plastic gauging any kind of race motors.
Every lawnmower assembler out there just got shot right through the heart.
Yeah, they're like, ugh. So you don't have to have a digital bore gauge. You can have a regular one, which you'd be measuring it the same. It's just that one records minimum, so it's a little bit easier. You don't have to have a digital mic. You can have a regular mic. There's just all these things, like you're putting together a lot of engines. For me, it's just the simplicity. And I'm a cheater. Like I can read the other one, but the digital one is like, bam, you look at it and you're good. So we're gonna do that. So now we know our main bearing clearance for the front one. Like I said, they've already checked all the other ones. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the main caps back off, clean the crank up, put some assembly lube on it, drop it down in there, and then we're gonna check our thrust clearance to make sure our thrust clearance is right. If it's good, then we're gonna be able to torque this down. If it's not, we're gonna have to take the rear main off, take the crank back out, take the thrust bearing and everything out, because it's made into the main bearing, and we're gonna have to clearance that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I don't know if we're gonna have the stuff to do it here tonight. We need some like 2,000 grit sandpaper.
Probably not.
Yeah, so hopefully it's right. If it's not, we'll pick it up.
If it's not, we get to go to bed a little bit earlier. Traps.
There are some like right outside.
No, dog, you gotta go forward, bro. Wrong one. There you go. Wait, hold on. I see something on the crank. I'm not even kidding you. I see it right here.
What?
I missed it. Whatever. There's an insect on the. Bro, it's a finger pincher 9000.
All right, we're good.
Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. Matt definitely didn't ask me to check and make sure there's nothing on the crank. Damn, bro. Bro, I need some lube right there. You're dry.
Yeah, it's alright for now. Alright, toss the rear main on it. A little bit more lube on the
Wow, thanks for that.
Shout out to Permatex.
Damn, that is a massive crank compared to an LS anything.
Okay. Now we can bolt the rear down.
Same thing.
Yeah, it don't have to go to 110. It can just be, good and snug just to check the thrust clearance. This is another, like I said, very important thing. Like, I've seen motors where they're too tight on the thrust and, on crank up. It's not like one of those things where it just clearances itself to the right spot. Like, if it calls for 6,000 or 7,000 thrust, or, something making a lot of power, you might go more. If it's tight when you start it up, it's going to be bad. Or if it's too loose, like, especially like clutch cars, there's a lot of things. If the thrust is right, yeah, it's fine. Just kind of do that.
No ratchet, do budget cuts.
Yeah, do the budget cuts. All right, don't get them too tight.
No,
Just kind of like right there. That's it. But here, hold on, watch out. All right. I just whack it in the rear, and it sets the thrust. That way, everything's good. Both of them are together. You can tighten it down now.
Like tight, like.
Yeah, like give me like a click off of 60.
Gotcha.
All right, we have our sterret. More Chinese stuff. Actually, the indicator is not a sterret. It is Chinese. So I'll be setting this. Get her nice and square. So we're pushing all the way forward. Yeah. Once we zero it, we just need to be careful because this does have a little bit of deflection. Alright, and then come over here and Yeah. More like 4. Go back to 0. Let's set it where it's resting. Alright. Yeah, 3.5. So that right. Yeah. So that's 3,500 stress clearance. That's too tight in my book for sure. Some people may run it. I probably want to see this thing at like 7. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pause for the evening. We'll pick up some sandpaper. Do we have any sandpaper? I don't think we have any. So I usually do like, start off, if I gotta take a lot off, I'll do like 400 grit, then go like 400, 800, and then last hit it with 2,000. Like one of those just generic packs of sandpaper will work great. That comes with all the stuff. We're gonna do that, and we're also going to modify the main bearing while it's back out for pressurized thrust lubrication. It's another little mod you can do. It'll help the thrust bearing live. So that's gonna be it for tonight, and we will.
A little late,
but man, look at that thing.
Aren't you really good with a whiz wheel?
Dude, I could probably get you what you need there. You need another 4th out. I can do that.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and we'll get it together, and this thing's, tell you what, man, it's a lot far cry from the LS.
Yeah, this is a big jump from the stock block LS that I was going to set the world record for. I was going to go out there and just absolutely crush the stock block world record and go 3s and just talk all about it. But instead, I reached down in my pants. I felt these 2 huge melons, and I was like, you know what? Why am I going to play these little kid games when I can just go out there and play with the big boys? So I got me some big block and some twin 94s and
build an intake.
Yeah, build an intake and double frame rail truck, and here I am, not talking about no other shit, not talking about no records, just they're getting some and building other shit.
Shootout king.
Yeah, I mean, you see me pulling the gate.
Test and tune king, the shootout king.
You see us pulling the gate, and you better hope that when we drop the damn trailer door, there ain't no white 3rd gen in there, or there ain't no pickup truck in there, or there ain't no black G-body in there, or there ain't no orange Mustang in there, or there ain't no red Mustang in there. Pretty much anything we got, you better hope that we just brought smart car.
Black Corvette.
Black Corvette. White 5th gen Camaro.
Fox body.
Blue Fox body. Gray G body. You might be alright. Sorry, Wes. I gotta give you shit.
Alright. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, this is part 1 of the engine assembly. A little bit different, definitely way more tech, so if you guys are interested, this is just like some of the behind the scenes, like whether we film this or not, this is what happens. So I think it's pretty cool. I shut up because I don't know anything, so you guys are probably thankful for that. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited. Once we get this thing together, I guess my goal is to get the bottom end built so we can get a measurement for head studs and figure out what head gasket we need. Get that stuff ordered. Then when Matt comes back, we'll finish building it and then get it set in the Colorado, because we got to get it set in the Colorado. We got to get the turbo kit built, ship it back down to Junior's for, you know, final fab stuff at the chassis shop, and then we'll take it back, disassemble it, get it all painted, put it back together, send it over to Nasty Wraps for a wrap, and wire it, plumb it, go racing.
What are you wrapping it?
Can't reveal what I'm wrapping it yet, but it's gonna look good.